What's really hiding in Area 51? In today's episode, we're uncovering more than just theories about Area 51. We're diving into the language that makes these stories come alive, from conspiracy theorists and UFOs to smokescreens and whistleblowers. We'll explore how these words and phrases fit into everyday conversations. Join us as we unravel the mystery and discover how the right words can open doors to fascinating ideas. And now, let's get back to Area 51. Ever wondered what lies behind these razor-wired fences in the Nevada desert? Why has a remote military base captured the imagination of conspiracy theorists, UFO hunters, and sci-fi lovers for decades? Is it a top-secret government lab holding alien life forms? Are they reverse engineering extraterrestrial technology? Or is it all just an elaborate cover for something even more sinister? What happens if someone gets too close? And why does the government refuse to tell us the whole truth? The secrecy around Area 51 has spawned more questions than answers. Today, we're peeling back the layers of this enigmatic place to find out what's fact, what's fiction, and what might still be out there, waiting to be discovered. So here's what we know. Area 51 is a real place. It's an off-limits military facility within the Nevada Test and Training Range, roughly 80 miles northwest of Las Vegas. Its existence wasn't officially acknowledged by the US government until 2013, following years of denial. That alone sparked countless theories. After all, what kind of place has to be kept secret for more than half a century? And the fact that no one really knows what's happening inside, that's enough to send imaginations into overdrive. Now, one of the most persistent rumors surrounding Area 51 is that it's the home of alien research. This idea exploded into popular culture in 1947 when an unidentified flying object, or UFO, allegedly crashed in Roswell, New Mexico. According to believers, the wreckage, along with alien bodies, was transported to Area 51, where government scientists have been studying it ever since. Of course, officials say it was just a weather balloon, but skeptics aren't convinced. Then there's the claim that Area 51 is used to reverse engineer alien technology. The idea is that scientists are secretly dismantling spacecraft to replicate the advanced technologies of extraterrestrials. Why else would the government be so obsessed with keeping it hidden? Some even believe the stealth aircraft we see today, the ones that can evade radar detection, were developed using alien tech. Now imagine if that were true. What else could they have? Anti-gravity machines? Time travel devices? Or maybe, just maybe, technology far beyond what we can comprehend. But wait, what if it's all a diversion? What if the government wants us to focus on aliens so we don't look too closely at the real activities inside Area 51? Some say the base is a hub for testing advanced military aircraft and weapon systems. In fact, history backs this up. The U-2 spy plane, designed to fly high above enemy radar, was tested there in the 1950s. And later, the A-12 Oxcart, a supersonic aircraft developed for the CIA, was put through its paces at Area 51. Could today's stealth bombers and drones be just the beginning? If they were developing planes that fast back then, what might they be working on now? Here's another piece to the puzzle. Area 51 is surrounded by mystery on all sides. The restricted airspace above the base is known as the box, and even military pilots are forbidden to fly over it. Motion sensors and surveillance systems line the perimeter, and guards patrol the desert landscape. It's as if the very ground itself is a secret. Some witnesses claim to have seen strange lights in the sky, objects that move in ways no known aircraft can. Others talk about buzzing noises late at night, as if something massive is being tested underground. Despite all the speculation, those who've worked at the site have remained tight-lipped. The only ones who have spoken out offer just enough to keep us guessing. Hints of incredible projects that the world isn't ready to see. Some whistleblowers claim to have witnessed things that defy explanation. Whether these stories are true or not, they've cemented Area 51's place in pop culture as a realm of the unknown. So what do you think? Are we dealing with aliens, secret technology, or a smokescreen for something even more extraordinary? Is it better to keep some things hidden from the public, or do we have the right to know everything? If one day the gates of Area 51 were thrown open, what would we find? Would it be answers or just more questions? Let me know what you think in the comment section below. But now it's time for us to learn some vocabulary in the context of our topic today about Area 51, because that's what we do in English Plus Podcast. We learn vocabulary in context. We expand our vocabulary and we expand our knowledge together. Well, exploring Area 51 brings up some intriguing words and phrases that you'll want to keep in your conversational toolkit. Now, let's start with conspiracy theorists, a term for people who believe that powerful entities are hiding the truth from the public. You'll often hear this phrase when talking about topics like UFOs or government secrecy. The next time someone suggests that something strange is going on, you might jokingly say, "Sounds like the conspiracy theorists are onto something." We also used UFO, short for unidentified flying object, a concept that has fascinated the world for decades. In everyday conversation, you could say, "Did you see that weird light in the sky last night? Maybe it was a UFO." Whether you mean it seriously or just as a bit of fun. The phrase reverse engineering came up, which refers to taking apart something complex to figure out how it works. This is a great metaphor beyond technology. You could say, for example, "I'm trying to reverse engineer that amazing lasagna recipe my friend made," implying you're figuring out how to recreate it step by step. Anti-gravity machines are another fun concept, usually associated with science fiction or futuristic tech. You might joke with friends, for example, say, "If they really have anti-gravity machines at Area 51, I want one for my morning commute." Then we mentioned the stealth aircraft planes designed to avoid detection by radar. This term is useful in broader conversations about being sneaky or unnoticed. For example, you can say, "I made a stealthy exit from that awkward meeting," like a stealth aircraft. The Nevada Test and Training Range. And this is the region where Area 51 is located. While the name sounds technical, it's a reminder that a lot of military activities happen out in the desert, far from the public eye. Now, if you ever visit Nevada, you could say, for example, "I wonder how close we are to the Nevada Test Range. Maybe we'll see something interesting." We also talked about motion sensors, which detect movement and trigger alarms or cameras. In everyday life, this could be the kind of tech that turns on your porch lights when you come home. It's handy to say, "I need to install some motion sensors to catch that raccoon getting into the trash." And let's not forget about restricted airspace. This term refers to areas where flights aren't allowed, like over military bases. It's a cool phrase to use when setting boundaries. You might tell someone, "This area of the couch is restricted airspace, no remote control hogging." Then, of course, there's the more interesting word, whistleblower. Someone who reveals secret or sensitive information to the public. In conversations about work or politics, you could use it like this: "If I report what's going on, does that make me a whistleblower?" It highlights the tricky nature of speaking out. Well, and lastly, we explored the idea of a smoke screen. Well, this refers to a distraction that hides the real truth. You could say, for example, "I think that sudden meeting was just a smokescreen to avoid bigger issues," implying that something more significant is being hidden. So, what do you think? Do places like Area 51 really need to stay hidden, or do we have the right to know the truth? And if you were given the chance to see what's behind those gates, would you take it? Or would you prefer to keep the mystery alive? Well, let me know in the comments. But let me tell you also, my friends, that this is only a small part of what we talk about in English Plus Podcasts. If you want to listen to our entire back catalog, you can become a premium subscriber on Apple Podcasts or Patreon. There's also a wealth of knowledge you can find on EnglishPlusPodcast.com, from articles and audio series available in our shop to books and online courses. Thank you for watching. And don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. And never stop learning with English Plus Podcast.